Welcome, everyone, to episode 67 of the Gihyam podcast. I'm really excited to talk to you about the energy of this week, some of the challenges that might be coming up and the opportunities, and how to both spiritually and practically handle them in order to create miracles in our lives. We're in a very intense energy of Scorpio. It's also getting close to the end of the calendar year, holiday season for many people, so it can be a triggering time. A lot of different family dynamics, soul contracts come to a head. So I want to be able to help you prepare for that as well. We're going to have a short podcast, as we usually do, just about 15 to 20 minutes of deep wisdom, practical tips, and I will always close with a meditation for you to be able to use this energy in your life in a very soulful way. One of the things that we always talk about when we are using deep Kabbalistic wisdom around the purpose of our soul is we can never receive what we feel needy of receiving. So any delay that you are experiencing in your life right now often comes from a vibration that we are putting out that we feel we need that to be happy. From the Creator's point of view, we were created in order to receive everything. Those of you who have taken my foundational masterclass, and I always talk about it, I always suggest people do start with your infinite soul. You learn about the journey of the soul, and you learn about why you are here. And when you know why you're here, you know why you go through certain challenges. And if the Creator is trying to give us all the pleasure, fulfillment, and happiness that we are destined for, we must have a vessel for it. And when does the vessel become limited in receiving energy? When the vessel feels needy of that energy. Neediness basically means that I rely on that energy to be happy. And when you rely on something, you're very limited, because once it's not there, you crash and you have sadness and you have depression and you have doubts, fear, and anxiety. So anything in your life that right now you need to be happy, there's a danger in leaning on that, because eventually it must be taken away so that you can connect to your own internal source of light, your own internal bank of miracles. This is such an important lesson because we should always be auditing our lives. Always look at the different categories of your life. Look at your business. Look at your love life. Look at your dating life. Look at your relationship with your children. Look at your relationship with society. Do you need validation from people? Do you need someone to say, I respect you, or I love you, or do you need someone to appreciate you? It is very important for people to appreciate us, because that creates circuitry in relationships. There is no doubt in that. But to need someone to do so, because I feel empty, I feel insecure, I feel I'm missing something, is the very vibration that is pushing them and everyone else away. So why is this powerful right now? Why is it powerful that you're listening to this podcast at this moment? It is because you can actually take inventory of your life. You can now audit your life and ask yourself, where am I looking for someone to need me, like me, or approve of me? Because if I'm looking for that, I'm actually sabotaging it. If I'm looking for my father's approval, I'm actually pushing my father farther away. And the very thing I'm trying to do to get my father to approve of me is not going to work out. Because the Creator knows if it works out, I will then get the validation I'm looking for, and that will be a temporary fix for my soul, and I will be limited moving forward. How do you become infinite? How do you become someone that day and night can feel like total wholeness and completion, the energy of total wholeness and completion? How can you day and night feel the energy of certainty? Feel the energy that you are a walking miracle, that you can heal people simply by being in their presence, that you can open the gates of abundance and sustenance simply by standing next to someone and having them feel your vibration. Is this not the power you want to have? Is this not the vibration that you would like to achieve? I was speaking to someone recently and doing a coaching session with them. And we talked about her career and her relationships. And one of the things that we learned is, in order for her career to elevate and not stagnate, and in order for her relationship to elevate, meaning her partner to be more attracted to her, she had to get to a place where whatever vibration of neediness existed, or selfishness existed, or even in your career, if you need to make money off of your career, by definition, you are taking from your customers. So you're not the creator. Well, then why do I go to work in the first place? We need to get to a place where we go to work because we know we are creating, we are giving, and we are doing what our soul's work is. The fact that people want to pay you for it, and the fact that people need to pay you a fair price, because if they don't, they're going to have bread of shame. They're going to have this feeling of having received something they have not earned. That's a separate story. I need to charge for my time, not because I need the money. I need to charge for my time because that is the only way someone will be able to receive energetically from my time. I was sharing with her in the coaching session, I said, right now, something is coming to me intuitively to share with you. Why? Because you paid for that time. And you made a tremendous effort. She had actually flown from across the country just for a coaching session. So the effort of flying plus paying for the time created a vessel. And this vessel allowed something to come through me to her. It's not me. It's not my knowledge. It's not my experience. I'm sure that could help, but it could also block. What she needs more than anything is something very, very divine. And that truly could come through anyone that she looks up to and makes the effort to connect to, not just me. Now, had I met her randomly on the street and she says, I have a question for you. And I said, sure, let's sit down and talk about it. Same type of coaching, but it was very random. And she had not made the effort, either through payment or through travel, to connect with me. I would have been blocked energetically from giving her a message. Not because there's a limitation in me or whoever the speaker is, but because a greater vessel had not been created. When we appreciate someone, when we make an effort to connect with them, when we pay for the time, not necessarily with money, but there's many other currencies that we can pay with, we then develop the vessel to be able to receive a miraculous energy, miraculous wisdom from above. And so in our lives, we are trying to find ways to create the vessel, because the energy will come if you create the vessel, and not to try to take the energy from people. We shouldn't be convincing our partner to be a certain way. We shouldn't be convincing our partner or pushing them to treat us better. And I talked about this actually with several women lately. In a relationship, the female energy should never be begging, convincing, or trying to control the male energy to do something. In fact, the male energy does not manifest. A man will not give you, or he cannot give if he is forced to give, if he is pushed to give. And if he does do so through pressure, it is artificial and it will not last. No woman should be telling a man to commit. No woman should be telling a man to value her. You do not tell someone to value you. Imagine if I was giving a seminar and I pointed to the entire audience and I said, all of you should value me. All of you should respect me. Why don't you respect me? That would be a horrible thing to do or say. In fact, by me saying it, my vibration is dropping and you're losing respect for me. You never want to get to a place that you have to explain yourself. You never want to get to a place where you have to explain yourself because you need their validation and you need them to understand you. You don't need anything. So what's the solution? How do I get my partner to respect me? How do I get my partner to be more attracted to me? How do I get my partner to see my true worth? Only through elevating your vibration and your relationship with the light of the Creator. Well, how do you do that? The wisdom of Kabbalah is explaining it in a very succinct way. You become one with the Creator. You elevate your vibration to become one with the Creator every time you act like the Creator. And if the creator is a force of wholeness, then you must become a force of wholeness. When you are telling someone to give you something, or you're demanding it, or you're saying that's not how relationships are, or you're getting pressure from your mom or your girlfriends or your friends or your society saying, do this, leave, lean in, whatever pressure you're getting from the outside, if that pressure puts you in a state of lack, I promise you, you will never receive what you desire to receive. You will never be able to convince the outside world to give it to you. You're not going to convince a man or a woman to commit to you because you pressured them to do so. A man, especially the male energy, works best when he feels inspired to give, when he feels there is a vessel to give to. The same way the light of the creator cannot come to a needy vessel, the light or the male energy cannot come to a needy female vessel. Everything that you want in this world, when you are in the female state, so that can be a relationship between a man and a woman. It could also be the relationship between an employee and their boss, because the employee is now the female energy, the receiving, and the boss is the male energy. You do not force your boss to give you a raise. You do not demand a raise or say you're going to leave if they don't give it to you. Because even if it works, even if your boss gives you the raise because you forced their hand, they will never trust you. And eventually that blessing will leave. What do? You must make yourself so valuable, so irreplaceable, such a vibration that no other employee can match your vibration. Is it not true at that point? Your boss will be chasing to give to you, to elevate you. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with walking into their office and saying, I desire this higher position. I desire this extra salary, but never from a place of neediness, never from a place of being threatening, never from a place of an ultimatum, always from the place that you are whole and complete and you do not need it, but simply this is what will create circuitry. Now, your boss could say, no, I'm not going to give it to you. To which then you could say, okay, let me think about it some more. You pray, you talk to the creator for a week, and the creator might advise you and guide you without any hostility, defensive energy, or reactive nature that you should move on. You should create your own thing. You should go to another company, whatever it may be. But it's always in an energy of flow, of wholeness, of certainty, and never feeling hostile, never feeling like you are forcing something. Do not force the energy to come to you. Even if you are destined to have that relationship, even if you are destined to have that wealth, even if you are destined to have that fame or whatever it is, do not force the receiving of it. Many times in my own life, I see visions of things that I know I will have. I see visions of things of people's of podcasts I will have. I see visions of audiences I will have. I have visions of events I will have. I have visions of people I will meet who I feel that once I meet them can help bring the light of the creator to this world. But if there's an opportunity for me to do any of those things and it comes from a place of neediness, I know I must say no. I know if someone says, you should go to this place because maybe you will meet this person who will then help you, I immediately tell myself, I will not leave my home to go to that event, to maybe meet that person, to maybe take something from them. This is not a vibration I ever want to live in. We all make mistakes, and sometimes I find even myself falling into that trap. But we must constantly remind ourselves, if it is meant for me, it will come to me. And if I will go to it, it will only be because I do not need it. I am already whole, but I am going now to reveal the energy. I shared this example lately in my seminar, both in Tel Aviv and London. And I said that there was a night where I was going to bed, and it was around 10 o'clock. I told myself I'm going to go to bed early that night. And I get a text message from a friend that says there's a person, it was an investor, it was many years ago, And they said, I know you want to meet this person because they would be perfect as an investment partner for your company. And I was very picky. We were very picky about who we wanted to invest with. And this was a person I wanted to meet. And it was my desire. And I had spoken to people and said, if there was ever an opportunity to meet this person, I want to. And so my friend texts me and says, hey, listen, I'm at dinner. This person just showed up. It's just the three of us. Why don't you come to dinner now with us? And this will be your opportunity to connect with them. So right away, I said, oh my God, this is a message from the Creator. I must go. And I'm taking off my pajamas. I'm putting on my jeans. I'm putting on my shoes. And then this feeling came over me, which was, what am I doing? What am I doing right now? I was about to go to bed. That was a choice I made to have a productive sleep, to have a productive day the next day. And a text message gets me out of bed, reactively puts on my clothes to run out the door to maybe meet someone thinking I need something from them. This vibration is totally opposite the light of the Creator. Well, someone might say, but isn't this the Creator giving you the opportunity that you asked for? Like the story of the person who's trying to be saved. And so a boat comes to save them, like a plane comes to save them. And each time he says, no, I'm waiting for the Creator. And then the Creator says, well, I sent you all those things. It sounds kind of like that story. Isn't this the Creator giving me the opportunity to fulfill my desire? It is the Creator giving me an opportunity to fulfill my desire. That is true. That part is true. But here's the important part. The Creator will always give. The Creator is always giving us energy. That's never the problem. The Creator did send the investor because I asked for it. That's never the problem. But what the Creator left in my free will is how I approach that person. I now have the free will to run to that restaurant needy or to run with wholeness and no neediness. That is my free will, because if I go with neediness, that energy cannot stay in my vessel. It is an opposite vibration, and so nothing good will come from this dinner. If I were to go with an energy that I do not need anything, in fact, I'm just going as a giver, not a taker, that becomes actually a new vessel called the circular vessel, where this energy can now shine in the circle and this energy will last forever. And there will be a blessing. Who knows what will happen? Maybe there won't be a deal. Maybe there will be a deal. But the fact that I created that energy, I created that vessel that holds the energy, eventually the solution must come. And it might even come through someone else. So what I did is I told myself I am not leaving the house with this vibration. I took off my jeans, I put my pajamas, and my head hit the pillow, and I was about to go to sleep. After I had let go completely, and I felt totally content with not going at all, I felt this energy, almost like a voice, because this voice will then come to you once you completely surrender. And think about it in your own life. Whenever you actually fully let go of something, a new energy would always come to you. And this is the voice of the Creator. And the voice was, you have passed the test. Now that you do not need to go, you should go out of respect for the Creator, because the Creator arranged this dinner for you. And if you now go to bed, you are disrespecting almost the miracle the Creator brought you. So then I got out of bed again. I took off my pajamas, I put on the jeans, and I walked in a way that I felt I was a whole person to this restaurant. And the whole time I was telling myself, Creator, whenever you want me to leave, tell me you want me to leave. If you want me to stay, I'll stay. If you want me to go, I'll go. I am not going to be controlled by my desires. I have my desires. I'm not going to allow the lack of my desires to control this dinner. And this is the blueprint of everything we must do in our lives. You go out on a date, it's the same thing. You're excited to go out on a date with this person. The moment you're excited to go, it means you're needy. It means you need to take all your makeup off again, take all your clothes off, get back in your pajamas and get in bed and say you're not going out on the date. Now, don't cancel the date, but literally go through the motion that says, I don't want to go. If I'm needy and excited to see this person, I'm not going to go. And the moment you actually feel like you're as happy staying home as you are going out, then put your clothes on, put your makeup on, and go. Notice how every time you're not that interested in a man or a woman, it ends up being a better date. It ends up being a more vibrant connection. It ends up being that they're more attracted to you. And have you ever noticed the moment you feel like you need this person, or you feel like you're so excited to see them, it changes the energy. they're less excited to see you now. Because everyone can feel the vibration of wholeness versus the vibration of lack. Wholeness draws the light of the Creator. Lack draws all the negative forces. So if you could actually see an X-ray of your aura, you would see a lot of negative angels around you every time you feel sadness, fear, anxiety, or neediness. Now think in your own life. How does this apply? Where in your life are you being controlled by something from the outside? Where in your life is the need for validation simmering inside of you, consciously or unconsciously? The only validation we should be looking for is from the light of the Creator. The energy of Scorpio is always one of fear and lack. And the way that the Scorpio energy deals with fear and lack is through control. And that's why they say Scorpios can be controlling. Scorpio, the scorpion, actually the animal, the scorpion, is the only animal that will kill itself. It's the only creature that will kill itself. If it feels boxed in, if it feels out of control, it will commit suicide. It will sting itself. Why? Because Scorpio energy doesn't know how to handle lack, doesn't know how to handle being out of control. So you might feel this energy. You might feel out of control. You might feel a lack that you cannot control. And that's okay. This is the month of transforming lack. This is the month of letting go of control. Do not worry. Everything that is meant for you will come to you. Everything that is destined for you will come to you. You do not have to have fear. No one ever died from letting go and surrendering control. Nobody. In fact, everyone who truly let go, who truly surrendered those fears, they always elevated. Let's do a short meditation to help manifest this consciousness into our soul. I want you to now visualize that there is a white light that is surrounding you. This white light is healing all the lack that's inside of you, all parts of your body, all parts of your soul. This light is enveloping all your organs, your eyes, your ears, so that there is no faculty within you that will come from a place of lack. Your ears will not feel needy to hear something. Your eyes will not feel needy to see something. Your body will not feel needy to have any kind of sensation. You are in complete control. You want to give power to your soul over your body. Tell your body now. The soul is in control. The light of the Creator is in control. I am not afraid. I do not want to be needy. I connect to the energy of wholeness and abundance. I connect to the energy of certainty. I rise above what my logical mind tells me. I rise above the need for validation from everyone around me. I no longer take from people. I no longer take from my partner. I no longer take from my spouse or my children. Show me how to be a shining light. Show me how to connect to the energy of immortality. Another thing that everyone can think about is you're never alone. Of the hundreds of thousands of people who are listening to this podcast or consuming our content. This is not my content. This is our content. This is universal content. We are creating a binding of energy together. I know that this is not something that the position that I have, it can be removed at any moment. The creator can have someone else doing what I do in 1 second. And what I'm very aware of is that we just have this gift and opportunity in this lifetime to receive this wisdom, and we must appreciate that the Creator has created an opening. And in our generation, we can study the wisdom of Kabbalah because it has not been available for thousands of years. I personally am always trying to appreciate my teachers and mentors, and there are many of them who have taken their time to invest in me or to connect. And then there's the people who came before us, who've passed away, and the great sages, all the way to Abraham and before. And when we think about them, and when we think about the appreciation, and we think about how big this is, it's much bigger than us, we become part of this collective energy that then protects us. On this path, you have forces that guide you and protect you, that literally help you. You cannot see these forces, and they help you to make sure that you can live the life that your soul has been destined to live. I'm excited to be on this journey with you. The good news is that we're going to start another 30-day journey together. I don't know when it will be announced. I think it will be in the next few days. And for all of you who have been asking about my AI coaching, I'll tell you that about 25,000 people received the beta version, and they have been asking close to 3 million questions a week, which is beyond my wildest dreams. And it has been miraculous for them. And I've invested a lot of time and energy and financial resources, and so has my team, to make this a great product for you. I will tell you that we have made the decision, despite maybe financially it will be difficult, to make it as a pay what you feel is right model. I want everyone to be able to access the AI coaching model that we have created, which is in my voice in 31 different languages. So if you speak to me in Portuguese, I speak to you back in Portuguese. If you speak to me in Spanish, I speak to you back in Spanish. And we are fine-tuning it and improving it all the time, but it has thousands of hours of my content, my coaching style, and I'm constantly improving it and constantly feeding it new and new wisdom. And it also has the teachings of the great sages all in one, with guardrails to really help you find your soul correction, to give you mantras and prayers. So at the time I've filmed this podcast, I know that it will be coming out in the next few days for the world. And I've made it so that you can pay anything to be able to access it. So anyone around the world will be able to benefit from it. And those who can contribute more, I appreciate that you're able to do so, because you are the ones that are able to subsidize it for those around the world who cannot contribute. And that is the same with my next journey. The next journey will begin November 20th, which will also be a pay what feels right model. As you see more and more, I'm trying to make everything according to this model so that you feel you have the free will to give and contribute what's right for you. I do not want financial burdens to get in the way of accessing this wisdom. And I'm always open to hear from you about what's the best way to do this. So much so that I even told my team, because it will be a subscription, it'll be my first subscription. And personally, I'm not a fan of subscriptions. There's nothing more annoying, in my opinion, than subscribing to something, and then if you need to cancel, they don't make it easy to do so. So I told my team that every month you will get an email with a big cancel button that says, if you are not benefiting from this in any way, even if you're just paying $1 a month, if you are not benefiting, you just click a button and it's done. And if you want to contribute more, you can. If you want to contribute less, you can. I want to make it easy that you always feel you have the free will to connect. I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart. If you pay for something that you are not receiving benefit from, this is hurtful to even my soul. I do not want to receive anything that there isn't a fair exchange of energy. And I share this for, because I also run another company, Mary Ruth Organics. And this is also the consciousness of what I tell them. I said, we should not be selling a product. We should not be giving anything that it is not truly worth what they are paying, because that is bad karma, that is bad energy. And anyone out there who owns a company, especially if you have a subscription business, I'm telling you now, do not try to control your customer. Do not try to manipulate them into a certain direction. And if you ever feel that that is happening from my platform or anything I do, like even Spotify and YouTube, I turned off all the ads when I found out there's ads. I said, I do not want ads in getting in the way of you having this wisdom. Of course, we need to charge something to be able to keep the lights on and bring this out to the world. There's no doubt in that. Things have to be paid for. But if you ever feel any of this energy from anything that I do, you email me or you message me personally and I will see it. Or you can email my team, they will forward it to me. Thank you guys for your support.